Hey guys, adult pagan story time. So, you will have the Christmas I promised you, the Christmas playlist, Satanic Holidays will stay up. Um, but we go through this cycle all the time. Asmodeus and I really aren't compatible. We really aren't. We like each other well enough. What he rolls over are things that we should get along well really together on, but we're just not compatible. So, adult pagan story time. I got down this adult title that I've had for about a year, and I wanted to see it because it reminded me of the 80s, like the silly movies where the girls would be in bikinis and guys would be running around shooting them with, whipped cream and everything. And you're a child and your parents don't care what you watch, and it flies over your head because this is apparently what adults do, right? And, my parents were the kind of parents that you had HBO, Cinemax, whatever. They didn't give two shits what you watched because you didn't know what was going on anyhow. And back then, they didn't really show as much. You thought they did, but they didn't. And, because back then in the movies that they would show usually in the 80s, you really couldn't figure out how sex worked if you didn't know. Anyhow, I got this game down and I'm going to play it with Asmodeus because he definitely rolls over all things fun and enjoyable. I got traumatized. You start off in this beautiful map, and I'm like, oh shit. Every time the map is really beautiful in an adult game, what happens? The girls are for shit. And sure enough, these were uncanny valley, scary females that had tears, and every single model had like tears in her waist, or her arm would open and there would be a huge tear in it, or like around her neck or something. I don't know how some people left a positive review because that not only kills my libido, it runs away and it hides in a corner sobbing and asking me why it exists. But I'm trying to get into the spirit of things because I paid a whole 79 cents for this game about a year ago. And you are armed with a foam cannon, okay? And you shoot these girls with the foam, and it just drives them wild because it's their favorite thing. And the thing is, they scream in Japanese. And my Japanese is for shit, but I vaguely knew some of what they're saying. And there's a problem. The way the trailer looks, it looks like you should keep shooting them with more and more foam. And the more foam you shoot them with, the more excited they'll get. That shit don't work. What you have to do is shoot them with a tiny bit of foam, which mysteriously turns black, so they have this black goop on them. It has this brightening white highlights in it. They have tears, and they're either posing or jiggling around, all the while screeching at the top of their lungs in Japanese at you, and their heads will turn like almost 360 degrees to follow you. So I have no idea what kind of fucking kink this is, but it ain't mine, man. If that's your bag, I ain't judging, but holy fucking shit, no. After a while, it was me running around the town, screaming internally, trying to find one normal looking chick, and there ain't any. And, trying to find a way to jump off any of the bridges to see if my character could die, and unfortunately he couldn't. And look, he's laughing, and I wanted to claw my eyes out, and just, like, my libido not only died, it ran away, and it was horrifying. It was terrible. And that happens more often than not when Asmodeus is involved. And, gave it the old college try with something else, okay, but I said we're just not compatible. I always feel like I'm walking on eggshells around him. I don't know if it's because I read an article once about if you go to excess, he will beat your ass, and not in a fun way. And I got back here and get you back into, more alignment of, you can have fun with something, but don't have any excess. Don't get out of control and whatever. But I'm always putting the brakes on with him. I'm always careful around him. So we can never have any fun together. I said this is adult pagan story time. And I got, yeah, back here. So we're just not compatible that way. And I was watching videos this morning and my playlist came up because I told the demons, I said, I really don't want to work with you for a while because I'm always putting the brakes on around all of you. Can never relax into any of you. Shut up, Loki. And he's like, but it's adult pagan story time. And And I felt Dionysus come around. And Dionysus, I can relax into his energy. That is literally what he is the god of. He literally selects anyone as priest or priestess. He'll just walk up to you and be like, "You'll do." And, excess, drink, have a feast, go have romantic fun. Wear protection, obviously, but he doesn't care. And one priestess was gleefully writing, "I just thought I was a slut, but I turned out to be a priest of Dionysus." And that's getting laughter and applause. And that's it. Dionysus is all for that. All the Liz while living. No, he would be the first one to tell you to get tested and practice safe sex, but go enjoy it. That's what sex is there for. There's no, as long as it's consenting adults, there are no bars on it. Go have fun. Go enjoy yourself. Just, if you work yourself to excess, you'll get exhausted and you'll go somewhere and you'll say, "I'm never having sex again." And you won't do it anymore, at least for a while, until your body builds back up. He doesn't put the brakes on because he figures you'll naturally put the brakes on. You'll reach a point where you can't eat anymore. You'll reach a point where your lust peters out. Shut up, Loki. He goes, "Yeah, but you said lust and Peter." And you'll naturally hit the end. Loki is pretty much the same way because he rolls over the same things, and it's like, he figures you'll have enough of enough. And if you eat too much and get sick, or you have too much fun and you're kind of cranky or worn out or blah, the next morning, you learn to listen. But with Asmodeus, even though people write all these glowing articles about he rolls over the realms of pleasure and gambling and everything, and sex and enjoyment and girls dancing on poles and guys too, I can never let my guard down enough around him for that to be an acceptable offering. And I said, we used to go in the club together, and then it seemed like it stopped working because I'd always be afraid, when is his judgment when am I going too far? When am I going too far? It would always be in the back of my head. And same thing with the adult content. It's like I can't even relax and enjoy myself because at what point do you hit too far? And I just never can. And so I said, we're just incompatible. We can't. And it's sad because he's the demon of lust and parties and gambling and excess. And I said, I can't. I said, I'm too afraid. I'm going to really relax. You're going to meet the real me, and you're just going to be disapproval, because he can flip on a dime at times. Asmodeus can be loving and kind, and then he flips and he's grouchy and angry. And even though we've tried repeatedly to find different kinds of magic or different kinds of offerings or whatever works, I'm never comfortable, I don't know how he feels, but I'm never comfortable, and I don't have that trust there to truly let down my guard like I would with, say, Dionysus or Loki or anybody else. And Loki's like, uh-huh. And it's a shame we're not compatible like that. And even though Asmodeus is like, you can let down your guard around me, I said no. I said I read more than one article about where, you might be a demon associated with, say, lust or wealth or whatever the hell. He gets like 20 different associations. I said, I don't feel comfortable letting my guard down around you and indulging in all the things you're supposed to rule over. I never have. I will take him to the track. We will enjoy the ponies. And I'm always in the back of my head. I'm always thinking, when is too far? When is too far? So we're not compatible. And I admitted we're not compatible. Asmodeus is admitting no such thing. And I told Satan and the others, I said, I just can't, for whatever reason, we've tried over a year. I said, I can't relax around you guys. It's just whatever reason. I said, I love you and I adore you and you're all great fun and you're all very loving, but I said, I have this hang up and I can't get over it no matter what we do together. I would be perfectly fine taking Dionysus to the club, which I have, and I would be perfectly fine taking even Loki or Odin to the club, though Loki and I can start getting in fights over women, which is scary. Odin is fine, and Odin, sometimes it'll be Odin on one side, Loki on the other, and Odin's like, you two, stop fighting. There are 20 damn women in this club. Yeah, but they're all mine. No, they're not. They're all mine. mine. Buy me a dance. No, you can buy your own dance. And Owen's just watching us mentally, metaphorically falling onto the carpet and going at each other. We can have a jealous and a competitive streak, but that's our nature together, and it's fine because then after we get it out of our system, there's more than enough women to go around and guys and that whatever else is going on in the club. Shut up, Loki. And Loki's like, "What? The bartender's cute." And anyhow, yes, and the bouncers, everything else. We're getting distracted. Anyhow, you will just meet gods and goddesses, demons, whatnot, that you're not compatible with. Even though they roll over something you like, you just, no matter how many times you try to get together, there's a stumbling block there, whether it's an article you read or it's an idea or concept you can't let go of. You will think you've overcome it, and then it just keeps coming back up, and it keeps coming back up. And so I said to Asmodeus, I said, "I'm so sorry, but I can't work with you." I said, "We're just never going to work together because we can never produce results. It's not like you should just work with demons or gods or something because they produce results. They should be taking basic care of you, don't get me wrong, but if you don't have the confidence in them or you don't have the trust and faith to relax and do whatever it is that you've agreed to do together to accomplish a goal, you're never going to see results. And as much as I've worked with demons, I can't honestly say I've ever seen anything come out of it. And I'll still always love them and they're still always welcome. It's just like it was like, nah. And Loki was visiting his wrath upon us last night, so Loki can get jealous. Loki can get a little like, hey, no, that's on my territory. Everything he's trying to touch, my territory. No. So, I just figured I would catch you guys up. Asmodeus doesn't want to let go. And I said, we're not compatible. We're never going to be compatible. It would be like having, say, a best friend or mentor in, say, sex magic that you're always cringing inside, not because you think they're weird or anything, but because you think they're such an uptight square that if you would walk into a adult toy shop with them, you would just die and melt through the floor. And that's really what I'm getting around Asmodeus, which is unfortunate because at first it worked and then it didn't work anymore. And now it's like can only think of him as this uptight square, and I'm like, I can't get it out of my head. So I'm sad. It's a demon of lust and we're not compatible. It's sad. So anyhow, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. And I tell you guys because that can happen. And it's not you. You're not developing a new dysfunction. You're not off your game or off your feet, even though I haven't felt exactly spectacular lately. That has nothing to do with it. It's just I now have this fixed image in my head of Asmodeus being this uptight square, and I can't get it out. I don't care what we try together. We've tried everything. Adult games, nothing's working. Nothing. So, Loki, shut up. So, Loki's saying stuff would get the channel shut down. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. It was kind of a sad adult story time. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.